What's up, guys? This is your head coach Kuya for Smash Ultimate, and for today's class, I'm going to teach you how to parry. This will be the best introductory class on how to perform a successful parry in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Learn the stylish defensive maneuver, why it is important, and tips to make parries more consistent. We're going to go over what it is, how to parry, some benefits, an example, and some tips and tricks. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below for me to respond. And while you're at it, please consider liking and subscribing just because it helps with the class a lot. And I really appreciate everyone's support. So first, let's talk about what a parry is. Also known as perfect shielding, parrying is a defensive technique that allows you to quickly retaliate after releasing shield when someone attacks. When done correctly, you will gain intangibility, and you'll see your character's eyes glow with a visual/audio cue. Some characters do get some pretty cool Easter eggs with their parry, such as Ryu and Ken getting their Street Fighter third strike sound and iconic pose when they land a parry. Steve gets his iconic Minecraft shield when he lands a parry, and Kirby sticks his guard pose from Kirby Superstar. So if we watch this video, that's what parrying looks like, where you release your shield right before getting hit, and you get that cool visual and audio cue. Your eyes glow, and then you're able to retaliate right after. So let's go over how to do it. So the math behind the parries. I did say that you have to let go of shield when the attacker is about to make contact with the circumference of a full shield. The parry window is the first five frames of letting go of shield. So let me rephrase that. The parry window is the first 5 frames of letting go of your shield. And your letting go of shield animation is 11 frames total until you could act again. So we look at this graph here. After you have to be holding shield prior to the parry, and the first 5 frames of animation is your parry window for when you actually get a parry, and then the 6 frames after that is when you can't really do anything after if you miss the parry. And be cautious or be aware that you must hold your shield up at least 3 frames before being able to let go. So the fastest you can parry something would be, in theory, frame 4, because you have to keep your shield up for at least 3 frames before you even let go of it. The first benefit for parrying is to freeze your opponents in their place. When you parry an opponent, what am I trying to say? The first benefit to parrying is to freeze opponents in their place. When you parry an opponent's attack, they will experience 14 extra frames of end lag, while you only get 11 frames for the parry animation. So mathematically, this grants you 3 frames of advantage over your aggressor. Additionally, because you parried correctly, you bypass the letting go of shield, which normally takes around 11 frames. Which allows you to answer back with a lot of different options besides the standard out of shield options, which is up smash, an aerial, shield grab, or like roll, spot dodge. So you have more options here. So right here, you see me parry and instantly retaliating with a forward smash, which is not something that you could usually do out of shield easily. The second benefit to parrying is to parry specifically indirect non-projectile attacks, because the attacker is frozen for 14 frames while the defender is only frozen for 2 frames, which actually grants you 12 frames of advantage, which allows for a lot much greater punishes, so such as Mario's forward smash, Bayonetta smash attacks, Mii Gunner's back air, Hero's side B. I think another one is like Zero Suit Samus's down smash, and I think Robin's down smash. So any indirect non-projectile attacks, if you do parry those, you get so much time to retaliate. And in this example, I'm using a really slow forward smash, which is Snake's forward smash, and I still get the punish, which is a lot of frames. And the last benefit is you have no shield damage when you do a successful parry. You don't take any damage, and this is beneficial due to you being less likely to get shield poked. You're less likely to get your shield broken, which is really bad. Especially if you're Jigglypuff, you do not want your shield to be broken because you just get knocked out off the top. You make your opponents think that you're invincible because you're parrying everything like it's nothing. Forces opponents to change their game plan because you keep on parrying whatever they're doing, and you look pretty cool while doing it, and you stay healthy. So it's a win overall. So the example that I have here is that parry, or the example that I have here is Ness's forward tilt is usually minus 17 on shield, and Jigglypuff's forward smash comes out on frame 16. So it would be impossible to land forward smash on Ness normally after shielding forward tilt. However, if we do parry it, Jigglypuff bypasses that shield drop animation and we freeze Ness for just long enough so we can actually punish with forward smash while Ness is stuck in end lag. Yep, and that's me. So the first tip that I have for practicing pairing is to just drill it in the lab. So a nice way to start pairing is just picking characters with a simple neutral B projectile to practice the timing. Some recommendations for me would be Mario, Fireball, Pikachu's T-Jolt, King K. Rool's Blunderbuss, the ball cannon thing, Wolf's Blaster, and Mr. Game & Watch's Chef. And the second tip that I have for practicing parrying is to focus on parrying landing aerials. So most players tend to land at the same tempo with the same attack. So recognize how your opponent likes to approach with landing aerials and figure out the right parrying timing. So is your opponent doing a lot of full hop, falling airs on you? Are you doing a lot of like instant short hop, forward airs on you? Do they like to go for a lot of back airs? Try to recognize what they prefer to land with and see like how predictable their attacks are, and then use that to kind of like time your parries here. So in the example that have here on the video, we see the Nest like obviously like trying to line up to hit me with something. So instead of like running away, I feel confident that I could parry whatever move he's gonna land with, and throughout the game I know he likes to go for down air. So I use that information to help kind of predict the attack, and I just timed the parry correctly. From there, I was able to get up tilt out of shield, which is another option that, isn't really a common out of shield option, but because I parried, it became feasible. And that is everything for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.